Hi everybody, this is Teton Rockefeller with Teton Realty Blog. I wanted to go over different types of short-term rental or vacation rental property management companies in the Teton Valley and the differences you might experience between those. Full disclosure, I do operate a property management company and we do short-term rental management here in Teton Valley, but I am not going to go over what my company type is, nor am I going to go over who the competitors are in this exercise, but I have identified a few. The purpose of this video is to get an understanding of different fees, what's included, and what the benefits are of these different types of companies. On the surface, unless you're working with a traditional property management company, sometimes you kind of have to dig a little deeper to understand what all of the fees are and what the benefits are, and whether or not they're charging a host fee to the guest. So I'm just going to give you some examples here. I've done a spreadsheet mock-up here on the right-hand side of the screen. You can see we've got a traditional manager, and then I'm going to associate that on the left-hand side of the screen with what I've found 3 listings with each of these different types of management companies here in Teton Valley, and kind of their booking summary through VRBO. So that being said, the first one, again, is a traditional management company. This is what we've historically seen in Teton Valley. They charge a fee anywhere from, I've seen 35 to 50% in some events. So I'm going to take an average of 35. Some of these companies will charge a lower fee for a longer term stay and a higher fee for a shorter term stay. So just something to consider there if there is a range in scale. Let's assume that there's a 35% fee on a 3-night stay. And with this type of company, it's very simple. You've got a nightly rate. In this case, it's $479. And by the way, I tried to get 3 properties that had a very similar nightly rate, and so we could compare what the ultimate breakdown was. The cleaning fee is charged to the guest. If the cleaning fee in this instance is more than the $100 that they charge, then the management company absorbs it. That's not getting back charged to the owner. And the management fee is based on the nightly rate. So your management fee in this event is $191.60. That's what the management company makes. And the owner's net is $311.35. For the purpose of the spreadsheet, I'm not including taxes. Everybody's got to pay those. Although to be fair, those taxes are going to be higher if the management company is charging a higher fee for a similar property. A lot of those fees, the hosting fees, are taxed, so that could have an impact as well. But notwithstanding, so you can see over here on the left-hand side of the screen, this is through VRBO with a traditional management company. You've got a property that's roughly $160 a night, and the grand total for that guest is $715.69. Very straightforward. The second type is some of these companies that charge a very low fee, and so this, at first glance, seems very competitive. I'm going to use an example of this company of 20%. They've got a similar nightly rate within a couple of bucks of the first example. The cleaning fee, as you can see, is way higher, probably to the point, if I had to guess, they're not going to pay that much to pay the cleaner. And so that's going to be some money back in their pocket. They charge a host fee. That means that's a fee charged to the guest in addition to the nightly fee. And then they charge typically some sort of owner fee or cleaning fee or whatever. In this event, I'm going to call it $75. Even if you take that out, if you want to do that math, it still puts us really close with these other 2 companies. So the manager's ultimate net, you can take a look at what I've done here. There's a $95 management fee because that management fee is very low. You've got a $75 owner fee. If you want to take that out, fine. A $65 host fee, and if I'm just going to assume that there's a $50 cleaning overage, probably more than that. $227 for a very small property. Assuming this is a small property is high, but let's assume that's there. Even if you wanted to take that out, you're still very competitive with how much the management company is taking in. In this event, I'm looking at $285 as the management fee. With our first example, it was $191. So that being said, what is the owner net? Let's forget about the management fee. Let's say that there's a 20% fee on that $475. And then there's a $75 owner fee on that, and that's $305. So here again, we're very similar, even though we've kind of got this discrepancy of this enormous management fee difference. At the end of the day, though, by the time you take into account the taxes and fees, it's quite different. The other thing that's interesting is the guest total. So if we look at the first property, The guest total on a very comparable night is $715. Again, this one, same nightly fee, and in fact, it's a little less. By the time they pay all their fees, it's significantly more. Whether or not that has an impact on how many reservations you have, let's talk about that in a minute, but I'm led to believe that probably it would. I know if I were a guest and I was looking for something and I found somebody that had a comparable home with a very high fee or a host fee, that might deter me to another property. The third type is kind of a combination of the two. You've got basically somebody that has a lower management fee, but then they add a host fee on top. So that's this third property. Basically, this one, to be fair, it's about $8 more a night than the first one. But notwithstanding, very comparable breakdown. Host fees, you've got $250, then another service fee. I think that's being charged on all three, and that's just VRBO's fee, so we can ignore that for all intents and purposes. But here again, we've got a total of $961.56. If I do the math, is the owner going to take more money in through this company as opposed to the first? $352.80 versus $311.35? Yes, they will, because the additional fee, the smaller fee, is being passed through to the tenant. So the question becomes, is that impacting the number of reservations that owner is going to receive by charging the guest a higher fee? So what I've done is I've pulled up the calendar for each of the three properties. This is the first one with a traditional management company. Today's August 26th, so the remaining month of August is booked. September is booked. October is booked. Half of November is booked. We've already got reservations at December, January, February, and then March it starts to clear up. This is the company that has the ultra low fee, and then they're kind of got some host fees and some owner fees added to that. No reservations in August, very few in September, October, November. We start to see some book up around Christmas. And then the third company that has the smaller fee, but then they charge the host fee. So August is booked up. That's great. Still very few in September, none in October, November, December, January, pretty much open. So is this a fair comparison? Maybe not. Maybe these properties were just listed. Maybe these properties don't have great reviews, although with each of these companies, part of what managers do as their business is to make sure that their property is reflected in a best case scenario at all times, and that means monitoring those reviews. So again, is there some impact by charging the guest a higher hosting fee as opposed to, just an overall lower stay and passing that fee on to the guest or passing that fee on to the owner after the fact? Certainly. And it's just important to understand what the potential ramifications of doing that can be, plus what those, I'm going to call them hidden fees, because in my opinion, even a host fee can be considered a hidden fee because that can impact the number of reservations that you might have in the future. I hope this is a good explanation of the different types of management companies in Teton Valley. Again, this is Teton Rockefeller with Teton Realty Blog, and thanks for watching.